Boom, boom, boom. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Johnson Show. I'm Hailey the Comic Bro, and I am accompanied by Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jay,
What's going on?
and Big Ring. What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody?
What's up? First of the month, Black History Month, February.
Black History Month?
Yeah.
They should just make Black History Month every month, White.
Super Bowl week.
So dumb.
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week.
Valentine's.
Oh, don't remind me.
Okay.
No, yeah, you just ruined everything. And shout
Yeah,
out.
man.
Hey, we're going to talk some Super Bowl. But
It means jewelry, man. It's jewelry I didn't get for Christmas. I got to buy now.
Hey,
Oh, man.
Pandora comes in handy. Pandora always comes in handy. I don't know. Before we get into the basketball, before we get into the Super Bowl, what's up with that golf Stafford trade? I
want to mention this in the chat.
We're going to start with Big Remo first. This is
Remo.
Remo, how do you feel?
I'm about to be a if the Niners get Deshaun Watson, I'm gonna become a Niner fan. And I'm happy for Stafford because he deserves to be able to leave and go to a contender and all that. He gave us everything. I don't think that they got a bad deal, but I think that they probably traded him maybe a year or two too late. You could have got more for him a long time ago. You know?
Yeah.
They got what? 3
I'm
first
not
round?
decent. Don't get me wrong.
They got a lot of picks.
I just
You got
don't like
the
how in the NFL, like or anyone, even in the NBA, why would you trade with a contender knowing that the picks you get back are contingent on how their record
Yeah,
is?
how they do. If
And
the
their
Rams-
record, it's gonna be at the end of the first round.
Yeah, you're gonna get a 20th
Yeah.
round first pick.
It's gonna be like we went to the Super Bowl or went to the playoffs. You know?
What are you talking about, Remo? You wanted to trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars or maybe the
Yeah.
Jets?
I mean, not even that. Honestly, I would have been cool with like maybe the Cowboys or something. You know what I'm saying? And got one of their picks.
Oh, you
know
got
what I
that?
mean?
You got Dak Prescott in return?
Yeah, I would have took that. I don't think he deserves to come to Detroit, but I mean, we could have flipped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of quarterback do you think you need, Remo? I always think that
It's not even about the quarterback.
You need a mobile guy.
It's the organization.
We need so much that it's not even about the quarterback.
But
Yeah.
Stafford not, he's not a bad quarterback. He's really
Quarterback-
good.
No.
Quarterback was fine. I think our offense was decent. If our
he
defense
put up
was good.
points. He put up some
He's the
points.
man outside of the wide receiver position. He never had a great dominant running back. Never had a really good offensive line. But most of all, only one time in his career he had a top 10 defense.
Yeah,
It says it all.
absolutely. He threw for 4,000 yards every year, man.
The Rams are not going to miss a beat. They might even be better.
Yep.
They got
He
that.
went to a tough division. He went to a tough division.
Dude,
I think he should have went to Denver.
I think he did fine.
Yeah, so did with Patrick Mahomes.
I think
my case is dealing with Russell Wilson and the 49ers. I don't know what they do.
Kyler Murray, he's got to deal with, he's got a stacked division, man.
Dude, no, Justin just nailed it, bro. With Kupp, Woods, and Cam Akers on offense.
Yeah,
man.
No, they're gonna be good, man.
And Sean McVay.
That's the difference maker.
They're gonna be good, man. They're gonna be good.
He's gonna be able to do more. He's gonna be able to throw down the field. They didn't really throw it down the field, bro.
Well, he only had Galladay, and Galladay
Is Galladay staying? Is he staying or what?
Don't know.
He's there for 2 years at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years.
Because they need him, man. They need that top receiver.
Goff, we can get rid of him next year.
Hey, and what about this? The Rams aren't going to have a first round pick for 7 years straight.
They traded. They got. Look, this is amazing. They had Todd Gurley. They got this man a big contract. Traded him a year or 2 years after that contract.
Yeah.
Jared Goff signed a big contract. Traded him 2 years after that contract.
Yeah.
This thing is going to be a huge setup for what we're going to see what happens to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're talking about it out here a lot. Like they're talking about flipping.
Look, the 49ers. Look, they could do the same exact same thing with the Rams did. You have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Even though he's injury prone, Stafford was injury. He's been an injury prone quarterback pretty much his whole career.
Hey, if Watson goes to 49ers, they become instant favorites.
You know what's holding them?
What pick does the 49ers have?
I want to say it's.
I forgot because
in the top 15.
Yeah, they probably top 10.
So the deal they were talking about was a 3-team with the Jets and Houston, and then Jets would get
Darnold. No,
they would get Garoppolo like in a third pick, and then Houston would get Barkley in a third pick, and they would get Garoppolo in a fifth, and they would just get
Barkley.
Yeah, Matt Barkley would go to. Is it Barkley?
Sam Darnold.
Darnold. It'll be Sam Darnold. It'll be a 3-team quarterback trade. That's what it'll be.
Basically. But this is the other deal that they want is this one would get it done immediately, but they don't want to trade Bosa. They want Houston wants Bosa.
Yeah, you don't want to give Bosa to them.
So they don't want to give up Bosa.
I wouldn't give up Bosa. Just stay with Garoppolo. And
no, he's a fucking difference maker on defense when he's healthy, man.
Yeah,
they're good as anybody.
Now, if he goes into this year and he gets hurt again, trade his ass.
Who?
Bosa, because he's been hurt for 2 years.
He was hurt senior year.
The first 2 years.
Senior year in Ohio State.
So if he gets hurt again, you trade him.
He plays. He plays.
That was the only year he played all season.
His brother plays the same way. They stay hurt, man.
They just play reckless.
Yeah, they're reckless, and they seem like them guys are too big. They need to be really stretched out, man. Them guys.
No, they just throw their bodies around. They're just out there.
But it's like they pull
muscles. You want them to play that way, but you're going to get the consequences. It's not that they're playing.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, the Buccaneers, regardless of whether they want to lose the Super Bowl this year, you think they should go after J.J. Watt?
I don't know what they'll do, man. If they get him, that would be real big. You imagine if he can, just speed that pass rush up even more.
Yeah, especially you put him on the inside. You put Watt on the inside, you got to deal with those two edge rushers. Oh boy,
who are you gonna double?
You can't double. Hey, when you can't double, what's his name? Shaq Barrett, you're screwed because that dude's fucking fast. And he's like a linebacker. He reminds me of a linebacker rusher. Really,
he's like.
They say Shaq Barrett's going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
You know why, right? Because the Chiefs got no Eric Fisher, and they're missing 2 of their offensive tackles. And that's
that could be
that a lot of people not talking
running for his life, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if they can keep him from running and gaining yards, keep him
contained on the outside. Keep him contained.
If he gets to the outside, though, they're going to kill him.
Yeah,
dude, I'm going for KC, but it's just setting up for a freaking Tampa Bay win.
Hey, they should. I forgot to share this in the chat. The last 4 quarterbacks, or 3 quarterbacks, to win all 3 road games, makes the Super Bowl. Big Ben, Eli Manning, Aaron Rodgers, all 3 of them.
Jim Plunkett.
He won all road games.
That was the first team. The 1980 Raiders were the first wild card team.
They won They won all road games.
Road games. They played They played. No, you know what? They might not have. They played. The first one was at Oakland. Then they played at home game. And then they played at San Diego. No, they didn't have all 3.
I know Manning won that shit because he came here and beat the Bucks. And they ran the ball with fucking Jacobs and shit. And they played a smart ass game, man. I was impressed with the Giants that game, man.
But you know what, man? Just because they've done it doesn't mean he's gonna do it again. But I think it's just
never know.
He can, but it's setting up for a Bucks win.
You can never bet against
down to that last possession.
And this is when everyone picked the Chiefs, and we've seen this all the time, how a great offensive team looks great. Because like I said, the 49ers should have beat the Chiefs last year.
Yes.
But once for that miracle play,
that goddamn one play to flip the whole game,
we would have been held to 10 points for the entire game. Yeah. That play saved the entire just completely change the landscape of that game. And like I said,
if they had Deshaun Watson, you imagine 49ers would have put up freaking 30, 40 points on
him. And that's the thing. Like the Niners have good receivers right now. They have good receivers right now, young receivers, young core, and if they can get that right, the running game is always going to be good.
Just the quarterback. Deshaun Watson. I will. If Deshaun Watson goes to the 49ers, man, that right there will be.
I think it's between the Niners and the Dolphins right now. Those are the two teams.
All right, we're saying, okay, where's he gonna go? Do you guys see him? Do you see Houston not trading him and he sits out?
No.
I think he'll still play.
You want to get those draft picks and make the team better right away. If you wait until after the draft, he's gonna sit out. And now you're gonna sit out and hope, and now your future draft picks you're gonna get is gonna be from a later drive or the following year drive. And if you trade with a team with a losing record, now you gotta hope that team be back because now you can't.
They said the sleeper team is Atlanta.
Yeah, because they could trade. It got to be a quarterback for quarterback trade.
Yeah, and he's from Atlanta. So
yeah, do you think that they're going to keep Ryan?
No, they would have to trade him.
Yeah, I'm saying I think
if he goes to Atlanta, then the Niners would probably get Ryan because that's who Shanahan worked with when he was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't see them trading Deshaun Watson unless they get another great quarterback in return.
Yeah. They have to get a quarterback back, and they got to get some picks back that they got.
They got to get the right deal. You can't give that guy away for a massive mega.
Well, you saw what the Lions got, so you got to get at least 2 more firsts out of that. You know what I mean?
I think when that trade went down with the Lions and the Rams, I think the people in Houston were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna look bad if we don't get it.
But they also know that what they're asking for isn't a lot. It's a lot, but it's not like, you know what I mean? They got to, it's a.
Well, Stafford was a 33-year-old quarterback. Well, 32 turning 33.
Yeah, but he was a number 1 overall pick, and he had a big contract.
That's what happened. It was mainly it was taking Goff's freaking contract. That's what it was.
It was salary dumps on both sides.
Yeah.
That's
all. Deshaun, he just signed this contract last year.
Yeah, but see, Stafford was into an old contract.
Yeah, he had
Goff is into a new contract where the verbiage is different. You know what I mean? Like they would have had to roll with him like 2 more years before they could get rid of him. We got him. We can trade him. We can still trade him. If he does good this year, we can trade him.
Yeah, if you look, they don't get. It's not huge cap hit.
No,
it's not. They're big cap hits, but they're not
like $19 million.
Exactly, it's doable.
Yeah,
with that.
Whereas like most quarterbacks are getting $30 to $40 million a year.
Right.
You know?
Hey, what would you do if Deshaun went to the Raiders?
I don't see that happening.
He would smile from.
I take him. Hell
the Raiders are good. They got 2 quarterbacks.
They got Derek Carr, so like I said, you have to have a capable quarterback for them to trade him.
Yeah, to trade him.
The thing is,
definitely capable.
I just don't see that.
With that Raider team, they got so many nice weapons, bro, to start again, and then all the draft picks you would have to give up, dude. I'm tired of that crap. As far as my team,
I've been dealing with that for how many years?
Yeah, man. It's like I'm already tired, dude. I'm tired of that crap.
Hey, man, the Bucs are going to need a quarterback because Brady can't go too long, man.
No,
he said he wants to be beyond 45. I just saw that. Around 6 o'clock. He wants to play beyond 45 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, everybody out here don't want Deshaun. They'll take him, but everybody wants Aaron Rodgers to come home.
No, man, come on.
Aaron Rodgers be in LA. Yeah.
Let him stay in Green Bay, man.
No, they want him in San Francisco.
He can't force Green Bay hand because they drafted a quarterback.
They got Jordan Love, he's an X factor. You don't know.
They did it to themselves, man. They should have took an edge rusher, and they would have been fine.
When you guys were talking about who you're trading with, it instantly reminded me when the Raiders traded Khalil Mack.
What the dumbest trade I've ever seen.
Wait, but then they were thinking, you know what? The Bears are not going to be good. They're going to be high draft picks, and then the fuckers win the Central.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Look at it.
You just never know.
But that guy's a
bad trade.
Pass rusher.
The Bears really ain't
hard
done
to get, man.
Well, but I mean, considering though Khalil Mack, they got they got some good picks out of him.
They did. They got some good.
He was murder on the Bucks this season.
Yeah.
He was murder on the Bucks.
Yeah.
He laid Brady down like this. Because he was there so quick one
That
time.
guy's just,
He was just shaking his head.
dude. That guy's country strong, bro.
Yeah,
That guy is country strong.
he's big.
Like to me, I would that trade would have been a bad trade if the Bears had been a consistent playoff team. Like, oh man, the Bears are always in the playoffs and win the division. But
Well, the division is so bad. So I mean,
when he first went there, they were good, and the Raiders got those draft picks in the 20s when they were thinking they were going to be top 10 picks.
Exactly, and that's what's going to happen.
You just never know.
You never know how.
I mean, the only good thing about the Rams is, like you guys said, the Niners, Seattle, Arizona. You got to contend with those. They may not make the playoffs.
They might not.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
They made the playoffs.
So is Jacksonville's going to take Lawrence? That's almost a done deal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence is going to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And what's going to be? Who's the next quarterback going to?
They're talking about Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So they're going to push Justin Fields on down the pipeline.
You're saying he's going to be
You imagine if Fields went to freaking like the Patriots or something?
That's
That's a dangerous team up. You get that kid can roll out and run too.
But then I also heard Jacksonville would trade the pick and move down and take Fields.
I ain't heard about that, but if they
get more picks because they're not sold on Lawrence.
Yeah, they're saying there's about 5 quarterbacks that might go in the top 10. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey man, what about the kid? I haven't heard a lot of talk about the Florida quarterback. Did y'all see him play a lot? That Rams guy?
No.
Man,
I didn't pay any attention to him, but that doesn't mean he's not good. Because people are looking at how Herbert did, and they all passed on him. And he was the best quarterback out of the whole bunch.
Yeah, he's damn good and he's damn big, man.
Yeah,
hey, man,
you know what I mean?
that linebacker.
And they were like, "Oh, he doesn't have an arm," and they were like, "All he did all year was throw."
Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at him. And the fact that moved up. He moved up the draft, and when I saw that, like,
hey, I heard some cool trivia today coming home. Can you guys name the only team that's never had a 4,000-yard passer?
Woo. I would say the Cleveland Browns, but I think what's the name broke that recently, right?
Dude, did you? Can you? I didn't think there were any teams that had no 4,000-yard passer. In their history.
Okay, let me think about this for a second.
It had to be a franchise that have a great quarterback for more than 10 years. Because a great quarterback for more than 10 years would have thrown over 4,000 yards. Easy. So
even the worst teams had a decent quarterback.
You want me to give you a hint?
Yeah.
This team's been around for 102 years.
All right, so it has to be an old team. So it can't beat the Cardinals.
It can't be the Vikings, man, because didn't Tarkenton throw for a lot of yards?
No, they had multiple quarterbacks throw for 4,000 yards.
And Cunningham threw for a lot, right?
I think threw for 4,000.
Chicago?
The Bears.
Yeah, it has to be because there's
they
never have a.
The Bears have never had a 4,000-yard receiver, and when you look at who's their top passer ever, it's Cutler.
Yeah, so he never threw for 4,000.
Not with them.
Brandon Marshall was always hurt.
Yeah, I thought he did have 4,000.
Just check out. You would think I was thinking Jim McMahon, but I knew he never threw for 4,000. His Super Bowl
because the Bears never had a great quarterback.
His 85 stats are from the Super Bowl when they were 15-1. He threw for 2,300, 15 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
Damn.
How amazing was that freaking defense, bro?
That was all Peyton, man.
It was Peyton with 1,600 and defense. That was it. Crazy. Crazy.
And they the only team. Maybe look at it.
4,000 interceptions, yeah.
4,000
interceptions. They always trash.
Oh, look. Yes. Yeah, he said it. You won. But since you're not here, it don't count, D. Since you're not here, it don't count. Happy birthday to D's mom today, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And she have a great one.
All right, guys. So, you know what? Let's finish the Super Bowl talk. Who are you guys picking? Let's do that, and we'll get into the basketball.
I'm going with Tampa, man. I can't bet against Brady. As much as I hate him, I learned a long time ago not to bet against him, man.
And seeing how all the talk is going towards Kansas City, I'm gonna be the Bucks are going to probably win this game.
Yeah.
They're the first team to host the Super Bowl. And
always has the luck on his side, man. So I can't go against him.
Yeah, he gets calls that normally don't get.
For the Chiefs to win this game, they had to outright blow the Bucks out.
Yeah, they had to blow them out.
They had to blow them out from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm going Bucks as well, dude. It's just going that way. I do not want the Bucks to win. I'm sorry, Steve.
I don't either.
I would much be happier.
I want the Bucks to win, but I don't want Brady to win. You know what I mean? There's no way to do that.
It's nothing against the Bucks, and I like Brady. Yeah. I just don't like him in Tampa. Yeah. I'm the Chiefs are, my arch enemy, but you know what? I'm pulling for him.
Yeah,
I'm pulling for him. So
at least the divisional win.
But you respect them as an arch rival, right?
The
Chiefs. Yeah, that's the division rival.
That's our arch rival.
Raiders are the only one to beat them, right?
That the Baltimore Ravens, as a Steelers fan, I always respect them, especially when they had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. They always, when the Steelers and Ravens play, man, it's always going to be a bloodbath hard game.
Hey, Jace, my brother hates
you don't hate those. You don't hate those people, man. You respect them. You respect them.
Yeah.
My brother hates the Ravens. He roots for them every game by 100 points.
Gruden gave him the blueprint how to beat him.
Yeah.
When the Raiders beat him earlier this year, like they gave him that blueprint.
They almost beat them the second time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They almost beat them twice, so they have it down. It was just a couple calls went the wrong way, and
they had them twice. Hey,
Atlanta had the Chiefs doing nothing all game. I remember they had like 14 points going in the fourth quarter or something.
They struggled in that game.
I say it's by a field goal, Puff.
I think it's close unless the Bucks turn it over a whole bunch and then
every Brady Super Bowl is close. So I'm going to say
it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be like a.
If the Chiefs are up 28-3, if the Chiefs are up 28-3 against Tom Brady, they ain't getting no guarantee.
Don't turn off. Don't change the channel. Don't change.
Exactly. And there's not going to be a bunch of commercials, so you're going to be able to be into the game. So
the regular season game against the Chiefs, they were down 20-7.
You came back,
yeah, they almost came back and won that game.
They only lost by 3, right? They only lost by 3.
27-24. They did the same thing like the Browns. They were able to get that first down. Mahomes scrambled and stayed in bounds. It was 3rd and 8, and he scrambled.
You knew that if the Bucks got the ball back, Brady's winning the game. Field goal, either tie.
I still don't think that. I still don't see how the backup quarterback got the first down to get them to the Super Bowl, because if he didn't get that first down, the Chiefs wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah, because the Browns, who knows?
Dude, if the Browns didn't fumble it out the end zone, they probably would have lost.
That helmet hit that they didn't call helmet to helmet, right? It's helmet to helmet all year, except against like a team like the Browns.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get it started. Top 5 all-time favorite centers.
You gonna put yourself on?
No,
you're not here. If you want to, it's all good. But we're not gonna comment on none of them.
Yeah,
you got some Virginia.
We won't see him.
All right, who wants to?
I already know my list is gonna be toast.
Jace, you want to go first today?
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go first. I want to see if anyone got home on this on y'all list. My number 5. My number 5 of all time, one of the greatest New York Knicks of all time. Patrick Ewing.
Damn, 5?
Yeah, he's number 5, man. He got have a tall order to beat my centers that I got on my list. But
man, you guys are gonna hate my list.
Oh boy. Yeah, I know you don't got no Patrick on your list. So,
I got no Patrick.
I don't have Patrick. I thought you'd have him. There's a couple I don't have that I think y'all are gonna have.
No, but Patrick Ewing, man, the man, a New York legend. Sadly, he don't have a ring. But man, he was a great player from the moment they drafted him, man. Great in Georgetown, guys.
Solid player.
Great. He could score the low post and he could do the mid-range jump shot as well. Play great defense when he have to. He could average over 25 to 30 a game, get you 10 rebounds. Patrick had it all, man.
Dude, I really liked him at Georgetown. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Knicks, but when he was in Georgetown, I freaking loved watching those games.
I went to his rookie year when he came to play the Warriors with me, and my dad took me to that game. We got to see him when he first played.
Yeah. But
Hey, when you go to a game, Remo, it's always amazing how tall those guys really freaking are.
Right? I remember looking down like, dang, he had this
You're
big
around
old fat
all
top.
tall guys, right? When you're watching from
When you
home,
look
when
at,
you
I
go-
always thought that Patrick wasn't that tall when you look at him on TV.
No,
He was skinny though. He was real skinny.
He never looked really tall on TV when you see him. But when you see pictures of him next to other centers, like, damn, Patrick is tall.
he's big.
He a big dude.
hey, don't you guys miss those college basketball when they had those kind of teams? That's missing, man.
They were devastating
Players
teams.
in college that played more than 2 years.
Dude, it's
and came to the NBA and ended up being great from the beginning.
Hi,
You know-
what about Villanova shooting 80% to have to beat? What was it, Georgetown? Is that who they beat when they won? They had to shoot 80. Like they had to make every shot. It was crazy, man.
that was a great finals too.
That was great.
That
Those
game
were
was
some
phenomenal.
great games, man.
Fucking love that game, dude. That game was so good. Raleigh Massimino, right?
Yeah, Massimino, and
Yeah.
he had a
Oh.
Pinckney. I think he had Pinckney on it.
Pinckney, Ed Pinckney was the
Yeah, they made every shot that they never made during the regular season.
Yeah,
And I
it was
was like,
crazy,
oh my
man.
God, they just stayed right with him the whole game. It's crazy.
one of the best finals ever, right?
And the 5 slammer jammer. Who thought that team could even lose? They could shoot, dunk, drive, play defense. A 5 slammer jammer I thought would never lose, man.
Yeah.
And the UNLV, I was like, who can beat this team, man? You just never know, man.
You just never know, dude. You just never know. Remo, what's up?
Number 5, Remo.
Number 5, Arvydas Sabonis.
So,
You mother, you mother.
Hey man, I had to, man, because
He's my number 5 too, bro.
Is he?
He's my number 5 too.
I had to get him on the list, man. I had to.
Dude, the guy was a freaking
He was a
stud.
beast. He was the only guy that would stand up to Shaq, and he always got my respect because he wasn't afraid to bang with Shaq. I mean, Shaq could abuse him and put his elbow into him and
he took
pop
it.
his shoulder, but he wouldn't move, man. I remember one time they showed him and it was in slow motion, and Shaq went into him with his shoulder and just shivered him, and he stood there, and I was just like, damn, that dude's he's a beast, man.
Yeah.
He's light on his feet, man.
He was the first real foreign guy that really was really good that I remember.
And
like, that guy's good.
and he came here so late in his career.
Yeah, he came like what when
he
he was
wasn't
30?
nothing when he came here, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And he was still
And he was so freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
His
And that was
pass,
only because he couldn't get over here because of the communism. He couldn't get here. You know what I mean?
dude, he was
Yeah.
so good, bro. I wish
Didn't let him leave.
just didn't see enough of him, man. But dude,
Yeah.
what a stud that guy was.
Dude, that dude was-
Stay upset. Yep, that's another image of him I think of, man. When Rasheed Wallace got clapped his ass.
Yeah. Dude, and he was big.
yeah, he was.
He was like 7'3", and dude, we're always talking about the IQ. That guy's IQ was off the charts as well.
Dude, I watched his son, I want to say like last week, man. Dude, his son is like got a whole lot of him in him, man. A whole lot. I don't like he's in Indiana because he's kind of getting
Oh, he's the lefty. He's the lefty.
Yeah,
dude?
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, he's gonna get if he's got to get out of there.
Awkward, but he scores and
Yeah,
he
he-
goes in. You're like,
He has
man,
the
let
ball
me
in his
see,
hand
he's going
all
in.
the time. He's like a big point guard. Like
Yes.
he'll
Like-
come out to the 3-point line. He initiates the offense. Like he's got a lot of his dad in him. man.
Jokic too reminds me.
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah, well, Jokic is way better than him, but I mean, he's young. He's getting there. Like you know what I mean. Like they got different styles, but
I can see more of him.
man, I like him. I like him.
I like
Yeah,
him.
he's great.
I like him too. I can't believe somebody had. At least we both had him at 5. You know, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
I would have moved him up, but there's too many other. There's other people that.
You guys are gonna freaking hate my 4.
Yeah.
You are.
My list. I'm not gonna get to it.
My number 4, you guys are gonna hate, but I love watching him play. All right, Steve, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Robert Parrish. I love
the Chief.
Hey, just the consummate player, steady. You knew what you got. You know what he was going to do. He was going to give you rebounds, tough defense, and I mean, he didn't talk much, but man, he had that demeanor, that mean mug all game long. Yeah. He was a big guy, but he hustled up and down the court for the most part. But
dude, he was scary. He was scary looking. He was intimidating too, bro.
Yeah. Man.
He was like the first. You remember that string of when the Warriors would get somebody and then they trade him away?
Yeah.
He was the first player that they drafted and then traded him away.
Dude,
he was homegrown and they gave him away, man, and went on to the Celtics.
He was perfect for the Celtics.
Great player.
He was perfect for the Celtics, dude.
Yeah, he was.
All right. Who we back to Jace? Or
I'll go, since we all did 5s and I knocked out my 5, I'll do my 4, which you guys are gonna hate.
Yeah.
But I liked actually watching this guy play. And you guys are probably gonna say he was a power forward, but he did play center.
I can't say that.
He played for a lot of teams that people really didn't like, dude. But I like this kid. And I don't think he went to college as well. I think he came straight out of high school. It's O'Neal, but it's Jermaine.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Nice.
I like those Indiana teams, bro.
He was a center. He
did play center for a bit, yeah.
He was power forward more at the beginning.
Center,
yeah. But the center definitely.
Look,
I forgot to mention him on the power forward list, but I like his game, man.
I like this game as well, dude. I like those teams. You know what? There's teams that I like when they're good. I tend to watch, and Indiana's one of those teams, man. I love the Reggie Miller team.
He was too young in Portland. When he was in Portland, he was too young.
He started in Portland, right? He started in Portland.
And then when he got to the Warriors, like he was already like a veteran. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But when he played at Indiana, I love
his best in the end. And I was rooting for the Pacers when they played the Pistons, man.
Him and who was it? What's his name?
Who were the power forwards? They had the 2 big power forwards.
Yeah, the kid. He has a cannabis club out here.
They had Rick Smits for sure, right?
They had Rick.
Harrison.
I think Rick Smith was before.
Was Harrison? Not Harrison.
They had the 2 guys that they had the same names.
The Davis brothers.
The Davis brothers.
Yeah. Dale and Antonio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were big ass bruisers too, but big ass shoulders. Those guys.
Loved watching those guys play, dude. Just loved them, dude. But he's
Dale Davis from Oakland. Him and Gary Payton was on the high school team together.
Oh, really?
That's crazy to know that 2 guys like that are on the high school team.
They can never get back to Oakland, man.
Hey, the only guy we ever had from our high school, well, actually was 2, was Jeff Turner from the Magic. He went to my high school, and so did what's his name, Shinsis. Dwayne Shinsis went to our high school too. I got to play with Dwayne Shinsis a few times. He blocked everybody's shot off the court, and no one could beat us because they couldn't score.
That guy was massive too, dude.
Dude, he was 7'2".
Yeah, we had a few, man. We had a bunch.
All right, Jace. Yeah.
All right, my number 4. They've been brought up in the chat multiple times, but it's the Admiral, David Robinson.
Ooh, I think that was wasn't that simple? That was D's number 1.
Yeah, D's number 1.
He had a number 1, yeah. David Robinson, man. The man had it all as a big man. And he went to some of the best. No, I think during the 90s is probably the best competition amongst centers. And I remember his battles with Hakeem and his battles with Shaq. When I'm on the first game I watched of him was when he played Shaq when Shaq was in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And oh boy, they put on a clinic. Dude,
he was so good. They drafted him 4 years ahead of time before he even got a chance to come play.
Yeah.
They wasted a whole draft pick, number 1 overall, and was like, "He's cool. He's going to the Navy. He'll be back in 4 years."
Dude, it was worth it.
Yeah, it was.
Real worth it.
Hey, once they teamed him with Duncan, forget about it, man.
Oh yeah,
that's a whole other story, man. I still believe that was some fidangling in the back room.
Yeah, it was.
There's no way in hell that the Celtics had those odds and still didn't get them, man.
Yeah, man. Some of those odds, going in with, and then oh, somebody's moved up. I'm like, what the hell?
When he
man?
said that, I felt so bad for Patino. Like he had given up so much to come there, and they tanked and did all that stuff, and they got David Robinson. They got Tim Duncan. I was just like, oh, the team with David Robinson? Are you kidding me?
Oh my
That was
God.
terrible. I felt so bad, and I hated the Celtics, but I knew that was wrong. That was dirty.
Anybody else have him on the list?
Not on mine.
Nah, not on my list.
Any
All
others?
right, all right, Remo, what you got it for?
My number 4 was Dikembe Mutombo.
I'm glad someone put him on. I didn't put him on. I thought hard about him because if it was my defense, he would be the one.
Oh yeah.
in the middle.
If I had to saw a defensive big man, him and Ben Wallace on my list.
That Denver team, the AC that beat the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I still remember that, man. That was like one of the best series I watched. I felt bad for Seattle, but
Yeah.
He was swatting all that shit.
Wasn't he like on the floor? And he was on the floor on
Yeah.
the floor doing it?
it was just, I mean, that was they won it right there. They didn't even have to go any further. You know what I mean? But he turned into a good player, man. He was good at Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? He was along the lines with he came after Mourning, and he was the next coming, and he came into the league. He made his impact. You know, he led the league in blocks pretty much every year. I mean, defensive player of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumbo.
Defensive juggernaut. He was a defensive juggernaut.
He was. I honestly didn't expect him to have that great of a career as he did when he was coming out of Georgetown.
He was skinny, man. He was
so slight.
big, man. He was like Manute Bol damn near.
Yeah, he was so slight, but he freaking had an amazing season.
Yeah, he made himself into that. You know?
Awesome pick, dude. Steve, what you got? You're 4?
Number 4, Artis Gilmore of the San Antonio Spurs. I love Gilmore, man.
Okay, real quick.
I almost put him in there.
What is your love with the Spurs, bro?
The Spurs were my team. Growing up, Spurs were my team, man. I love the Iceman. So, we got stuck with the goddamn Lakers. They were the 8th seed almost every year. I'm like, can we get the goddamn 7th seed for the love of God? So we ain't got to play the Lakers first. Nope. Every year.
Every year.
We had Johnny Moore. We had some good players, but man, the Lakers were a freaking all-star team running up and down the court, man.
Hey, man, talk up Gilmore. Why'd you like Gilmore?
Showtime.
Man, he was a bruiser, man, a lefty.
Yeah.
Everything opposite. That's when you said Robinson. I was like, damn, I got his predecessor. Who was, a little bigger, a little. I think he came from the ABA too, didn't he, Remo? Yeah. I just loved him because he was a tough, silent guy. He played hard, but man, just the Lakers were in our division, man. It was terrible, man.
I just
you know how many series I watched as a kid and they'd lose to them, and I hated the Lakers because of that. That's why I would root for the Celtics to beat the Lakers, not because I love the Celtics, but because they beat my Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
It was my main thing. I wanted revenge.
Damn.
Okay.
They just took everybody apart.
I just remember that afro.
Yeah.
I got a feeling the top 3s, we're going to start knocking some people out.
All right.
Who's on 3? Me?
Go ahead. You can do your 3. Go for it.
Keem Olajuwon.
There goes my number 1.
That's my number 1.
That's my number 1.
He's my number 2.
Dude, I love Akeem, bro.
Dude, the greatest footwork, the beautiful shot. He was just magic to watch. He just was, man.
Big man that handled the basketball, man.
He could palm it. He dropped step. He faked. His ass was going to get a good shot on you.
Dream move.
He played a lot smaller than he was.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was almost like he was a small forward because he could move and he could play defense out on the perimeter. Yeah. He didn't let too much get by him. You know what I mean? He was quick enough.
He always kept that hand out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He kept your ass in the distance.
Yeah. Keep on talking about men back in the day playing today's NBA. Oh.
Like he could play on his heels.
Play in today's NBA. Easy.
Man, he scored 30 points. He scored 30 or 40 points in this game. Ain't no way. Who's gonna stop him?
Yeah.
None of them guys could stop him. Jokic,
Exactly.
hell no.
And he could shoot it no matter where he was at. He could hit it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he had it. He was good for
He had that sweet little fade.
Yeah, man.
It was
All
high
day.
arcing, so you couldn't
Yep.
block it. You just had to hope he missed.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't miss a lot.
Hell no.
Rarely did you see him having bad shooting games.
No,
Because it
really.
all went through him. He
But
could
like I said, when he go up against big time big men, he always show up.
He always showed up.
Always.
Always showed up.
Always. No, ain't no. When he went up 1-on-1 against Shaq in the finals, dominate Shaq.
Yeah,
Shaq,
dude.
Shaq was one that has athletic prime. Oh, man.
Shaq did not, like a guy as athletic as him, and that was the guy that could match up with him, man.
Yeah.
The
He
point
could
I want
step
to
with
bring,
him. He could step to him.
the point I want to bring up, and it's something Jason's brought up before in past shows. When he was at Houston, man, it was all dunks.
Yeah.
His game evolved, bro.
Oh, big time.
He didn't have that game in college. He was all out physical everybody. He didn't have those moves.
Yep.
He grew all that, dude. He worked at all that, dude. And
Well, he was getting used by Kareem.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And all the other guys, he couldn't just dunk. You know,
he couldn't just dunk, dude. But he just evolved into a monster. He's my favorite all-time center.
Yeah.
He's the best center, I think, in my opinion, ever.
Yeah.
I just freaking loved watching him play. Dude. I used to have the VHS with all his highlights to the music.
Yeah.
How You Like Me Now? And
Exactly.
him doing his dunk. Oh my god!
Hey, man, somebody put a TikTok up just this week of him blocking like the same guy like 3 times in a row. He did every goddamn head fake, pump fake, and still got his shit blocked.
Still can't get over him.
Dude, he was so good, bro.
And it was to that music, Remo. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It was classic.
I've been seeing my daughter's been showing me different ones with that on.
Yeah, it's like, oh no. He just kept blocking his shit. That dude just kept. I don't know who it was, but he blocked this
Hey,
shit.
Remo, that was your number 3?
That was
Yeah.
my number. That was his number
Number
3. My
three.
number 1.
My number 1. Steve, give your number 2 or no, give your number 3. You still got your 3, right?
Yeah, I got my number 3. No one's gonna have this.
Go ahead. Do your 3. Do your 3.
Oh, yeah.
My number 3 is Bill Russell with them rings hanging all off his hands. I gotta have him on my list always, man.
Yeah, that man got some rings.
He's got some rings, man.
One of the
And,
greatest
everyone says he didn't play with nobody and all that, but man, Wilt was playing. He was playing with Wilt, so he did have.
He
I
outplayed.
don't care if he was carrying 4 other guys on his back, he still won a title.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
You know what I mean? Like that still takes whatever.
Yeah, he had some good teams, man, that Wilt didn't have.
Hey, check out Big O is late.
Big
But
O's got Arvidas.
well. He was my number 5. Mine and
Happy birthday,
number
Big
five
O.
for
It was
me,
his
too.
birthday this weekend. Big O's birthday this weekend.
I know.
Happy birthday, Big O.
Oh, happy birthday.
All right, so where we at?
Number 2.
Jace,
I'm
go.
on my number 3. So I still got my number 3. So my number 3, and I'll be shocked if no one knows this man had the most unstoppable shot in NBA history. No one could guard it. No one could defend it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man.
Yeah. I only didn't have him on there because I know y'all gonna have him.
Sky Reach can't not be defended
Nope.
at all.
What number? Your number what?
Number 1.
Your number 1?
You can't. Yeah, I already knew.
That man, and he was a scorer. He was like the first true dominant scorer. You had Will Chamberlain, but Kareem could just score at will.
He fought Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing.
No said.
No big man on
Mic
this
drop. Mic drop.
He fought Bruce Lee, and he landed a long kick.
He fought
to his
Bruce
chin.
Lee, bro. Come on now.
He had Bruce Lee in the rope, man. Bruce Lee had to really put out his game, man.
He kicked him in the chest.
Hey Remo, but what about when he was on airplane? My dad says you don't hustle.
Yeah.
He was mad as hell. Well, tell your goddamn dad.
Carry him up and
I'll
down the
kick
court
his
for
ass.
90 minutes. 48 minutes.
And that shit was hilarious, man.
Oh man. Hey, when he passed out, he had the goggles on and the knee pads. he's all out with the knee pads on.
Yeah.
Oh,
That shit was funny.
but yeah, man. Kareem, man, he was a monster.
A monster.
No arguing with Kareem, dude.
And he was a skinny dude too, but man, he was
unstoppable.
Hey, he could pass too. He was a good passer too, man.
basketball.
If people cut and he had that ball in his, I mean, boom, he would dump
Yeah,
it right
exactly.
down.
Yeah.
He was real good passer.
Short vision, man. He saw it all, man. He was very intelligent. His IQ was high.
Yeah, he was another super high IQ, bro. And from a little kid, from when he was like in junior high, he was already being.
Yeah, man. He was the number one player in the nation, man.
Yeah.
Since he was a kid.
UCLA was
yeah.
Always a winner.
Yeah, went to the Bucks, won a title.
Won a title.
Their only title with the Bucks.
Only title with the Bucks.
Always a winner, dude.
You win with the Bucks, you've done something.
And when he was with the Bucks,
haven't won since.
When he was with the Bucks, I of course I never saw him play live, but he was a different player than when he was with the Lakers. He was so much more athletic at the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of like Sabonis. He was already more mature. He was already, he had gone through his transition to Muslim, so he was like he was calmer. You know what I mean? He was more, what's the word? Cerebral. He was more cerebral.
Mm-hmm. All right, so where are we at, man? Who's got what? I
got one left.
I got 2 and 1 left. Or I got my number 2 left. That's it.
I got 2 and 3.
And I have a feeling mine and Remo's is the same. So whenever it's our turn to go, we both probably gonna get knocked dead ass off.
Remo, go. Jace just went. Remo, take it.
Yeah, Remo, go ahead, knock me off.
Number 2 is Shaquille
O'Neal.
My number 1.
He's my number 2.
My number 1. You can't have.
I could have went through all 1 through 5. They could have all been Lakers, but I was like, I gotta mix it up.
You're not gonna pull the D Homer.
I wasn't gonna do that.
He was the first basketball player.
I was gonna put Michael Thompson on there. I was like, nah, I don't want to put him on there. He'll be a power forward. I'll say he's a power forward.
Yeah, he's gonna say, hey, Kurt Rambis played center one time. Kurt Rambis.
I was like, oh man, I gotta figure out somebody else.
Shaq was my man. Like I said, he was the first basketball player I became a fan of. Man. From the day I started watching basketball with 93, 94, Shaq was the guy that caught my attention.
Yeah.
He caught my attention. His personality. Man, I just got so behind him as a kid.
Hey man, when he first came to the Magic, if they would have called fouls right, man, he'd have fouled everybody's ass out. He was fast.
Dude, he was at LSU.
And LSU, he was
pulling down him.
He could dribble.
Yeah.
When Larry Roberts, when he was with Roberts, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Scary.
When he was
he was cold, man. And they used to run. He was running there. So.
Running back and forth, man. He was going full energy. And when he went to the Lakers, especially in the late 90s going 2000, that's when he built up the power.
I was crying. When that trade happened, I was crying. I was like, no.
Hey,
we're screwed.
We had lost him to the dark side.
Yeah, when he went across, that was it. He's gonna see that high life over there and never come back here.
Dude, when he was with the Lakers with Kobe, bro.
When he built himself up, become more powerful, he was nobody could not guard this man. No one.
Can you imagine if he just shot 70% from the free throw line?
He would have always say that.
He would have averaged damn near 50 a game.
My dad would be like, he'd score like 70, 80 points a game if he would just hit those damn free throws.
Yeah.
He'd go to the line 20 times, man.
And he'd hit 7 or 20.
Yeah.
I forgot what year it was, but one of the years he averaged over 30 plus points. Like, geez, if
he would have had so many more if he would have just
70%
created the Hack-a-Shack, bro. And he still, knowing they were going to do that, he still didn't work on his free throws. I never understood that.
Greatest physical presence in the NBA history, maybe him and Wilt, right?
I just think that Wilt was, I didn't get to see him play, but to me, Wilt was just that much bigger and stronger than everybody.
Yeah, there was no one his size.
But Shaq was, he was a
mountain.
He was a monster. There was no way,
Yo, out of the centers that we named, no one, and I absolutely no one, disrespect the basketball player that what Shaq did to Chris Boy, oh boy, that was just abusive.
But think about it. Like Bill Russell could hold his own against Wilt.
Yeah.
There's nobody that could hold their own against Shaq. Because Shaq would steamroll him no matter
Yeah,
what.
because
Shaq would feel bad for
spin.
people and not
He
give
could
him his
spin.
all. You know what I mean?
That shit
When the
was
Spurs
stupid.
when the Spurs got Duncan and Rob, when they had Duncan and Robinson together, they never had either one of those two guard Shaq 1-on-1 for the entire game.
No.
They always had to switch.
It was 2 or 3 people on Shaq at all times.
No,
They got rid of what do you call it? What was it? Like moving screens. Remember, like you couldn't do it. That was for Shaq, so you couldn't like
Shaq
play him
made
and,
rules.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
They had to change the rules
The whole
for
thing,
Shaq.
they changed it. I was just like,
and they had to officiate because Shaq was so big that
Yeah.
he bounced to a guy. It looked vicious, but it's not a vicious hit.
like there's no hand checking, but you can hand check Shaq.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
His
saying?
first year,
Nobody's hand
they
checking
didn't get
Shaq,
the
dude.
call because he's a rookie. I'm like, man, a foul's a fucking foul, man.
Yeah, he didn't get no
The
foul.
bitches are hanging on his arms, hanging on his head.
Yeah.
Just
I remember,
hammering him in
I
the
forget
face.
who it was, but they broke his thumb trying to hack him.
Dude, he was the Andre the Giant of
Yeah.
NBA.
Oh yeah, that's a great analogy. Andre the Giant.
And he's a
Like,
great
they
guy
broke
on top of that.
Shaq's
He's
thumb
funny.
was
Whole
hacking.
team effort just to shut this man down. You know, not just one guy, not two, a whole team effort. And if you see one day that he improved on was his passing with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because that was all Phil Jackson. Because Shaq wasn't a great passer that much.
No.
But when
He became one. He wasn't as good of a passer as like Webber was. No, definitely not.
because of a big man passing more, but when he see the double teams, he
Yeah,
did
pass
that
it
whole
out. Yeah.
He learned how to play. He learned how to play in LA.
Yeah, definitely.
triangle offense, yo.
He learned how to play within the exactly within the triangle. He mastered the triangle, so he knew where everybody was going to be.
And so he knows when the double team coming, pass that ball out to the open shooter.
So I remember I was at the All-Star game in '99 and went to the West Coast practice and they were all mic'd up and it wasn't a lot of people in the arena and like he would tell them like as he's explaining to them because he was mainly explaining it for the crowd to kind of understand and every position had like 2 or 3 passes you could make. So anywhere on the floor within the triangle, you can make 2 or 3 passes.
Mm-hmm.
So he would always tell them, be looking for the pass. Like he would say, like, if you get here, you're going to take the shot or you're going to take the pass. And he'd be like, and then Kobe would be like, oh, and if I'm coming up right here, then, you know, I can either go for the shot or I can kick it back out for the 3. He's like, no, you got to come around. And like Tex would tell him, no, he'd be yelling from the side over there. Like Tex would be like, no. He's fine. If he wants to take that shot right there, then Phil be like, okay, well, if you want to take the shot there, then go ahead. I was just like, man, it's so like interesting how you just think that it's just a position on the floor when it's so much more than just a position.
We gonna talk about this.
We think we know.
Nah, we don't even know.
We don't know, dude. We talking NFL and all this shit.
Yeah.
We don't know Jack, dude.
Yeah, man, not at all.
It's wishful thinking, dude. It's a whole different.
Yeah, because there was other people on the team, on the All-Star team that didn't play in that offense, so they were trying to explain to them like, this is how we're gonna. And this is the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And they're gonna run the triangle in the All-Star game. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man, those dudes were special.
Okay, who's got anybody left?
No, we only got our honorable mentions.
I got one left.
Oh, you got one left?
Yeah,
One left.
You still got your number 1?
No, I got Hakeem was my number 1.
Oh, got you.
I don't think anybody said this, but to me, this guy, when I was growing up, this guy, I didn't see him play a lot until the finals and stuff. But this guy was another. How many rebounds did he get? 20, 25 rebounds. 20. It seemed like he averaged 25 rebounds every time I would listen the next day. Moses Malone, bro.
That's my honorable mention.
Moses
Damn it,
Malone.
Hialeah.
Bro, he
He's
was like when I was a kid, it was like 20 what? Rebounds? 20
Dude.
what?
Yeah,
And
man.
he was like Rodman, a little bit
playoff.
like Rodman in that he could keep that ball alive.
He was just a monster.
He's also on the board.
But he was
To me, I always thought,
what 6 or 8 games, I think something like that. He had over 20 rebounds. Like
20 rebounds. It seems like he always got 20 rebounds.
I always thought though when I was a kid watching him, I was like, he don't take it serious, or he made it look too easy.
He made it look
He was tough under that rim.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I remember when he got traded to the Sixers from Houston.
Yeah,
Everybody automatically was saying they're going to get their championship now.
They gotta get it.
He just always seemed like I never seen him when he was young. I always seen him when he was older.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's
You know
what
what I mean? I never saw him when he was young.
But dude,
man, he's a
nobody,
devastating rebounder.
nobody would mess with that guy, and that guy was. We talked about Paris just going about and doing his job. That's what Moses Malone did.
Yeah, he was a businessman.
He was a freaking monster, bro.
He can score too.
He was like the Brooklyn Brawler when he came up in there.
Yeah, his game wasn't pretty, but when you looked at the stats, they were all up there when he was done.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I loved watching him. I saw him.
He was the center when Barkley got there. When Barkley,
he was the center. Barkley was the power forward.
Barkley was a power forward, or they would kind of rotate, but Moses Malone was.
He's the main center.
Yeah, he was the center.
Hey,
All right, guys.
Go ahead.
I killed your honorable mention.
Yeah, that was my honorable mention. That was my honorable mention.
Ready to bring him up. I saw D had him. Where D had him? Where he had him on the list?
I still got my honorable mention.
Go for it.
Rick Smith.
They've been mentioning him all day today.
Yeah, he had him number 4.
Who did? D had him number 4?
Yeah, he had Moses number 4.
See?
Where did D leave? There it is.
He was early.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Moses Malone at 4. He had Alonzo at 5. Moses Malone, Kareem, Akeem, and David Robinson. I'm surprised he didn't put Sampson.
Yeah, that's what I. That's
Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson was a center.
Yeah, he was Yao Ming.
Yeah,
Sampson when
he was a Cavalier, right?
Yeah,
when
Cavalier,
Robinson
that's why
came in. When Robinson came in, Robinson went to the center, and I think Sampson was the power forward, right? They used to call them the Twin Towers.
Yeah. When Olajuwon got drafted, or he came after Olajuwon, right?
He came before Olajuwon.
They had them when they were in the Twin Tower.
And they made it to. They beat the Lakers one time, and then they made it to the finals against the Celtics, and the Celtics. Took them out.
That's right. Yep.
Those were some hella finals them back then, man.
Yeah,
you won your division. It was some big shit, man. You won the West or the East. Shit.
Yeah.
It was a fight for that shit.
Yo,
now you got teams that don't even have a winning record and shit.
Yao Ming was a great player, man. I love Yao Ming game, man. Yo, the foot injury ruined his career, man. That the foot when he came back and that when the Houston last won the play when they beat not beat the Lakers, but when they had that 6 or 7 game series against the Lakers, Yao Ming was balling, man. He was like, "Yo, Yao playing, he's balling his ass up."
Foot, if he didn't break his foot,
oh man,
he would have.
Yeah, he's a whole
tough beat, man. Shaq said he was that was the only person that was like.
Shaq could have troubles guarding him one on one.
Yeah, he said that was the only person that gave him problems.
Mm-hmm.
It was only for a few years, but shoot.
Great play, man.
The only person that gave him problems. Damn, that says a lot right there.
Yeah, you just said that. That was just like the other day when he said.
Yeah, I think I seen that too.
And he hit him, and he said he didn't move. He was like, "Oh, this dude's gonna be some problems."
He tried to bully him, and it didn't work.
Yeah, he said he was trying to bully. He said he wasn't moving. He was
but
like,
hey, somebody like Shaq saying that because nobody gave him problems.
Yeah, that dude was 7'1".
For him to hit somebody and go, "Oh shit, what the hell's going on?"
He said that Yao Ming was the only person. He said Yao Ming was the only person he had to look up at.
Yep.
You know who probably could have gave people trouble, Remo, but he was too slow, was Mark Eaton.
I was about to.
He was too slow.
He was good though. Mark Eaton was good. I respected his style. He played well with Utah.
Right.
He was so fucking slow. Like they had to literally wait for him to come down court.
Yeah, dude, he was horrible.
I look at him as the other version. Y'all remember Brad Miller?
Yeah.
Right, so that's how I look at. He's better scoring than Brad Miller, but athletically, Brad Miller was terrible athletic.
Brad Miller was Brad Miller got slower when he left the Bulls. When he went,
sure
when he went to Indiana, he got slow as hell. I was like,
Oh, mine was more worse when Brad Miller had a wide open lane to the rim. And when he drive into the rim, you think, oh, it's easy dunk. Nope. Rondo came out of nowhere and snapped the ball out of his hand.
yeah.
Oh,
You forget about when he went to Sacramento. That dude was.
he Sacramento, it was over. But yeah,
When Chris Webber's faster than you know it's bad. Like, oh yeah, you're on the third team, man. You're not even second string. You're third.
But man, the center position is dead, man. I just watching the games I watched a little bit of the games over the weekend. Boy, oh boy. I mean, first of all, Anthony Davis, what are you doing? I forgot who it was on the Celtics. You had a guard on you.
Yeah, man. I don't. He's not a center, man.
Doing, man.
Now he's a power forward shooting three.
You have a guard on
Exactly what he
He's
is.
an undersized, oversized
you.
three.
What are you doing, man?
The bad thing is
Let
he
a
hits
guard
him
chase
too.
you
He
away
can hit him. He can get hot, man.
Because I was watching the McDonald's Open when he was there. He was a two guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how big
He grew into a center, but he's got the mentality of a guard.
Hey, man, I want to shave that eyebrow so goddamn. I'd pay to
Oh, my
shave that
God, man.
goddamn eyebrow.
Yeah, you can.
I'd shave the whole goddamn thing off too, not just the middle. I'd shave the whole
I
thing
just
off.
don't understand these big
I want
men.
to see you without that big.
I was looking at the list when and I was like, I was going through my list and I was looking at just different centers and stuff, and I was like, these people are fucking like 10 or 15 years old. Like, there's nobody now that even on these lists. Like,
Hey, what could Djokovic do with Akeem Olajuwon?
He couldn't do nothing. He could not.
he wouldn't. He would just pass. He would
No, I'm
pass.
saying he has to guard him. Someone has to guard Olajuwon.
But I mean, like,
And he's so
nothing he could
good.
do. Those dudes would score like 40 points on him.
He
Like,
couldn't
Shaq
do
would be killing you.
Davis.
So as good as the guys are, like Jokic and all them, as good as they are, Shaq would kill those guys.
Yeah, murder.
Of course, dude. Hakeem, David
I mean,
Robinson,
All the guys we
Jokic
mentioned
get all his
who
points.
play
in
right now and
Yeah, they
average
come
like
outside,
25,
don't they,
30
Jay?
points a
All
game,
way from the
He
back.
ain't getting
15
nothing
rebounds.
in the paint. He ain't getting nothing in the paint. All these
And
big
it would be like triple-double machines.
oh,
Yeah.
Triple-double machines.
Hey, did you guys see? Did you see?
Just give me a freaking high double-double.
But I mean, even with the passing, with the shooting now, like with the guards, like they
look at Jokic. He had a 47-point game, I think, recently. I saw a 47-point game.
Bro, Legend always has to stick in John Elway, bro. We're playing.
John Elway's teeth.
So
Oh,
weird
They
team,
don't
man.
value it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
So,
But I think, I mean, it's gonna take a few more years, but like with Jokic and the kid in Portland, and then now Wiseman being in Golden State, they're trying to kind of like flip it back to where you got to have a center. You know what I mean?
There is no post plays. Like
There's no post play. There's no post play.
Like the first thing when the Lakers, and I think the Lakers are the last team. We're gonna talk about this next week when we talk head coach, but they were the last team that actually ran plays for the big man, power forward and center. The
Yeah.
last
shit, the Lakers' whole goddamn offense ran through Kareem.
Yeah, and Shaq.
You had to have a. They throw it out to Kareem.
so many
You
big
had to
men.
have someone over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And no
If
post.
Kareem was
When
hot, the
I
Lakers
play
weren't
NBA 2K back in the day, the first play I choose is post. I'm gonna play through the post first.
Yeah.
See my big man, whether it's Shaq or
Even if it was just to tire the other player out,
yeah.
Exactly.
make them play
I'm
defense.
playing to the post first, and that's when I move around, system of my play calling. But man, oh man! First of all, big men, they don't even say great pick and rolls no more. I ain't see pick and roll is a dying art right now. You really see it?
And I see Chris Paul doing it with Ayton.
Chris
like-
Paul's Chris Paul's a natural.
Like, it's almost like Anthony Davis is afraid to play pick and roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see like what's his name? Schroeder's trying to play pick and roll with him, or even LeBron. Hell, LeBron will go in the post and try to play pick and roll, and Davis don't know how to play pick and roll, man.
He don't, and now that he's not a pick and pop guy. Like he don't catch the ball, shoot,
No.
or catch the drive. He
No.
don't do that.
He doesn't even know how to play with a guard. Like he doesn't even know how to get the guard.
He's like Giannis is a one-on-one player. Giannis cannot play off another guard. It's like every time he catch the ball, he's catching the ball at the perimeter and trying to break you down, drive.
Yeah, he's trying to dribble, drive, break you down.
Like, no, man, you should not be playing like that.
No, he could catch the ball goddamn down on the block, man. He's got advantage right off the bat as soon as he catches it.
I think the Bucks have buyer's remorse though with Giannis because that dude is he's worthless, man. Like I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is, man.
I think he's kind of these last 2 years exposed him.
Yeah, he's a one-trick pony, man.
Yeah, dude.
He's not worth $250. I mean, he's worth that because you have him. You don't want to let him go. But Kevin Durant, he's not.
Hey, man, Kevin Durant, man, yeah. Kevin Durant can light that shit up.
Yeah, man, that dude is.
He's
long,
tall, got moves, and
that guy right there.
I watched the final 7 minutes of that game against the Nets and Wizards. That was an embarrassing performance. I mean,
have you seen how many points they're giving up every game?
They
140-something points.
120 points per game. Right?
Per game.
Leah, the game was 140 to something, and it wasn't
137 to 140.
It was the overtime. That's the worst part.
146 to 141 or some shit. I'm like, man, this shit ain't been in overtime. Holy shit, man.
Wizards scored over 80 points in the post without having a big man. Hey, how is that? How you give up 80 points in the low post? Right. You giving up 80 points in the low post.
Hey, my thing is that they played better without Kyrie.
They had James Harden last night. So
but I mean, like the other day, like that stretch. I remember I said in the chat, I was like, oh, I guess Harden's a point guard now.
Yeah.
When he was playing point.
I think Harden, I like them as a team better with Harden.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
They don't want to hurt Kyrie's feelings, but he can go.
At least on defense, Harden will try on defense. He will try at times. I never see Kyrie in a minute say that he couldn't guard a stick, dude. And you couldn't guard a stick. You couldn't guard a stick in your entire career.
Hey, that's what I always say about what's his name on Golden State. He can't guard nobody, man.
Yes.
Curry.
Oh,
yeah, he's just too small.
And they keep trying. Oh, he plays good defense. I'm like, dude, where does he play defense? He lets everybody by. He makes everybody like they're James Worthy. They got the fastest first step on him because they're dumb. He's just standing there and he'll just like, oh, you weren't gonna play nothing. You weren't gonna do nothing. You let him go, man. He just go right by you.
He makes up with it with his shot.
That's it.
He makes up with it on the other hand.
He scored 40, yeah, but the other guy's got 27.
He's got 27 and he's got 34. So
yeah.
He's like, I'm a +7.
The Nets got Steve Mike D'Antoni as assistant coach. I knew they hired Steve Nash. But when I found out that he was assistant coach, like, oh, I'm not buying this team at all. I don't like Mike D'Antoni at all. Period.
And how is that relationship with Harden and him? When Harden had him ran out of town in Houston,
and that's why I was shocked that he's on the team and they decided to go after James Harden. See, Harden wanted to go there because of more Kevin Durant.
Of course.
That's why I like the old players, Remo. No matter how good they were on offense, like, man, Kobe was trying to shut your ass down on your shot.
Completely.
He may not have, but the effort was there all the time. He didn't want your ass scoring. You had to earn that.
Yeah, it was a personal slight at him if you scored.
And the same shit with Jordan. He's like, oh, you trying to score on me?
Exactly.
Oh,
these guys are like, oh, you got one. No.
Yeah. These guys are like, I throw my arm up and run by, and I call that fucking defense.
Yeah.
Ole.
Exactly.
But you know what's so funny? At the end of that game, and this is when I said, don't get the ball to Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook was determined to guard Kevin Durant one-on-one. And you can see it in his eyes. Like, yo, Kevin. And when they did the inbound play, Russell Westbrook was all over there. Don't pass the ball to Kevin Durant. And Russell Westbrook knocked the ball out of his hands. Like, dang. And at least Russell Westbrook has that mentality.
He tries. His ass is a hustler. I can give
he's
Westbrook
not
that, man. No one. That's the goddamn dude is on the run, son, from jump.
They need to flip Kyrie because
they do.
They gotta flip
They're
him,
not
man.
winning no championship with this guy. Sorry.
I know who will take
get
him,
a big
Hialeah.
man.
90 will trade everybody from the Heat for him.
They got
Oh yeah,
Joe Harris.
will take him.
I mean, this dude Joe Harris is average over 25 points a game.
Oh,
Like,
I was gonna say this too. What's his name's been getting exposed lately too? The kid in Dallas,
Oh, Doncic.
Yeah.
Doncic, man.
He,
Like,
he was like 2 for 25 at the start of the season in threes.
and he's starting to realize he can't do it all by himself. He ain't got no help.
Yeah. You can't do it, ball. I don't give a
You
damn
can't do
who
it by
you are.
yourself, man. You're gonna burn
He's
yourself
good.
out.
He's
That
good.
shit gets
though.
old.
He's good. though.
He's trying his hardest not to throw the team under the bus,
Yeah.
what's their record?
but there's nobody helping him.
Hey, is Porzingis playing?
No, I mean
He's
he
still not
plays,
playing?
but it's not like he's there.
It's not like doing anything. He's not showing up.
He's trying to I don't think he wants to share the spotlight. So he's not playing. He's like playing like
He already had tall order because when they told about he doing all these records and all, and somebody on Twitter had the audacity to say that he's off to a better start than Dirk Nowitzki. Like, stop.
Oh, you're crazy.
Stop.
Dirk never had bad nights.
He's nowhere. He's way behind Dirk Nowitzki and reaching his stats.
Oh yeah.
Not even close.
He's not near. He can't get off the ground high either. He's got to do that Euro step and beat you
He's
with
definitely
his size because
he's
his
not an
athletic
above the
ability is
rim
not
guy,
that great.
definitely. And he's one of those high IQ guys, but he just needs somebody. He needs like 2 other people around him.
Yeah, he needs some better players. Man, you got to
Yeah,
have good
he
players
needs
around him.
players around him.
That's why the Lakers
Other
are so
players
good.
around
They
him.
can find out who's hot. And
But like
then
Porzingis is
feed
not
that
the guy to
fucking ball
play with. You can't team him with Porzingis. No.
All right,
Porzingis
guys.
is not the guy.
I think we're good. Next week, we're doing the all-time favorite NBA coaches. Watch your basketball.
No, okay. Does it have to be NBA or can it just be coaches in general?
Basketball.
I'm going straight NBA.
No. I'm saying basketball. NCAA coaches too.
You know what? Let's do that because I kind of want to include somebody on my list, and he's
Yeah. Because I think if you do the NBA, it's kind of like
all right. We'll include basketball.
yeah.
I'll probably throw in one college.
Hey,
I do
Remo,
like
if you think you're fixing to get this guy,
You see, I tried to twist it for myself.
All right. So we're gonna do. Okay. So we already know the
I
rules.
fucking love that dude. Though, man. He cared more than I ever seen a coach care and sweat it out. Tarkanian,
man.
Sweating.
He was stripping at the end, man. He was biting the towel, baby.
Hell yeah! You want a coach that cares like that? Screw everything else.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you watch this, please like and subscribe. I always forget to say that, but please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content.
Leave a comment. Leave a comment.
Leave a
Man,
comment.
throw your list in there. We want to see who you like.
Yes.
Definitely.
But thank you all for showing up in the chat, man. Hey, Roman, you're late, buddy.
Yeah, man. Where's Roman, man? You show up at the end all the time, man. Come on, man.
At the end. All right. Everybody, be well, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, God.
Later.
Peace.
Out.